Hi, it's Glenn Dietzel here, and I am away for a few weeks overseas in London, England, speaking and vacationing, and then off to Scotland for 2 weeks for the Christmas holidays. So you please enjoy the Google Hangout. This is one of our top recorded Google Hangouts over the past year. You're going to learn a lot, and I look forward to being live with you on an upcoming Google Hangout. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another Business Breakthrough Google Hangout. It's Glenn Dietzel, and today's Google Hangout, our private training for newgurumodel.com. And it's sponsored, our training today, our Business Breakthrough Google Hangout today is sponsored by Lifestyle Entrepreneur Magazine and also newgurumodel.com. So we're continuing to bring you free training, and today's training is for coaches and trainers who are or want to be leaders in today's marketplace. I've got a lot to cover with you today, so you're going to definitely want to take some notes, and you're going to want to pay extra careful attention today. I'm doing this private training, sort of, if you will, as a companion to our new Guru Model free report and our coaching and co-branding manifesto, and showing you how to build an accelerated business today and build accelerated momentum, given the new realities and the harsh realities in today's marketplace. Never have I seen in my 11, almost 12 years now that I've been in business and as one of the leaders in coaching and training industry today, never have I seen so much competition. And I see so many well-meaning coaches and trainers today that are coming to us that have been in business for several years, many of them for many years, and everything is going incorrectly or going wrong in their business. They're losing their profit margins, their sales cycle is lengthening, their traction and momentum is decreasing, and in today's marketplace that demands speed, it's crucial that you understand a new way of executing. So today's training is for coaching and training leaders. I want to be really clear with you today, and I want to assist you and help you execute in ways that you're probably not. So I'm going to point out today 7 critical mistakes that I see most coaches and trainers making. In fact, most coaches and trainers that are coming into our programs are making all 7 of these mistakes. Some of them, and some are not, there might be a couple of things that they understand and they're trying to implement, but in the realities of the marketplace today, especially in the online world, you have to know how to execute a lot faster and a lot quicker than you're probably doing right now. And so I want to take you out of this frustration, because I'm feeling it from so many people that are applying. And we're also doing this training here today to let you know that I appreciate you, first of all. And I appreciate the hundreds of you that are applying for mentoring, and understand that we simply just can't take everybody. And we're not even doing any marketing for our programs. We do have a huge number of entrepreneurs, especially coaches and trainers, that are coming to us they're applying for our accelerated mentoring programs. And we have to be very careful in our vetting process of who we select. And so one of the things that I want to start off with today is to show you where this training fits in, and secondly, to take you through the 7 critical mistakes that I see most coaches and most trainers. When I say that, I mean 99% of coaches and trainers today making huge, egregious mistakes with their business, and because they're not treating their coaching and their training business as a business. And so I want to assist you today, and the research that I'm going to give you today is based on over 11,000 hours working in the trenches. I've sold multi-millions of dollars of coaching and training, and if you hate selling and you don't want to push on people, and you're tired of feeling like you're trapped and held hostage to having to hire out copywriters, leaning on shifty sales and marketing tactics and strategies that are not only outdated but simply don't work, given the new realities of the advisory age today, you're going to love what I'm going to be sharing with you, and even more, you're going to love the systems that I'm going to share and teach you today. First of all, though, I want to show you what's going on at the Canadian Lake Home with a picture here. This is a lightning strike that happened this past week. We had 6 hours of solid lightning off the Canadian Lake Home, and this is Lake Huron, and we were able to actually, my oldest son, was able to capture the lightning strike into the lake here at the Canadian Lake Home. When I say here, I'm actually in our international office, but we're getting ready for a couple of intensives that are coming up within the next couple of weeks, and I'm really looking forward to welcoming some of the top speakers who are coming in specifically to be trained in our systems. They're all big name speakers that you probably would know their names, coming to the Canadian Lake Home to be trained in our accelerated systems of coaching and training, so that they don't and you don't have to be held hostage to trading time for money. Yet running a very high touch company and creating just an enormous traction in the marketplace as the #1 position company in your industry. So where does today's training fit in? It fits in, first of all, and primarily with our new Guru Model free report. All right. So, and for those of you that are maybe newer to our program, if you haven't yet seen this page yet, here, this is a page on newgurumodel.com, and it is the Start Here page. And this is where this training today will supplement that page. So if you're not familiar with that, just go to newgurumodel.com and look for the Start Here graphic on the first page. It's also on the drop-down menu at the top, and you definitely want to start there to understand a whole new expert advisory approach to commanding maximum fees and royalties. And as I share on that page, the advice I'm going to provide today and the advice that I provide goes against well over 99% of coaches, trainers, the experts, the gurus in today's marketplace. I bring real-life research, over 11,000 hours working in over 120 industries with today's leaders in coaching, consulting, and training to share with you the advice that I'm going to give you. This is cutting edge, and you're definitely going to want to take some notes, as I mentioned. Okay, so let's move forward on the 7 costly mistakes. These are critical mistakes that I can just about guarantee that you're making multiple errors within your own business. And if you want to be a coaching and training leader, or you're already a perceived leader in your industry, what I could tell you this, and if you look at the bottom line of what's going on in your business, you're losing traction and you're losing it very, very quickly. There are thousands of coaches and consultants and trainers that are coming into your industry every single day, every month. And here's the new realities. There's even more casualties in the coaching, consulting, and training industry today. Why? Because of the massive competition. And that's why I shared on a previous Google training 2 weeks ago 7 critical elements or methods of fending off your top competitors. And I mentioned it's no longer good enough to compete. You've got to dominate. And as I mentioned, if you're scared, if that scares you, this training is simply not for you. You know, if you've applied for mentoring, and I have done we have not promoted or anything our qualification process. We just have so many amazing people today that I'm humbled that are applying for mentoring with our company. We simply can't keep up with the demand. So a couple of notes to you: you might want to withdraw because we certainly don't want to waste your time. I don't want to waste my time. And that's why we have very specific vetting criteria. And you need the same vetting criteria or a similar set of vetting criteria. Now, on our Google Hangout last week, I interviewed one of my clients, and I showed you how my clients today are absolutely crushing it in overcrowded coaching and training industry, where most coaches and trainers are out of business or rapidly going out of business or never, ever, ever get traction. And I shared with you a specific case study, like the thousands of case studies that we have on our website, and that we've worked with. We spent 11,000 hours working with a lot of clients, as I mentioned, in 120 industries today. Just a little over 120 industries. So I know a thing or two, and I can create and I know a thing or two about coaching and training. I want you to be assured of that, all right? And that's why I recommend you start here. You find out a little bit more about me. You take a look at our track record. You let our clients speak for the results that we provide our clients, which I'm very, very proud of. As a former teacher, I used to be the youngest vice principal in Canada and for the public school board. My goal always has been to, when I was a teacher, is to help students accelerate beyond where I was in their areas of core competencies. That's accelerated teaching and learning, right? And same with that in business. And that's what I bring. One of the critical differentiators with our company is we've got some killer accelerated teaching and learning systems to help people like you make quantum leaps in their business. So let's move forward. I want to move into the 7 critical mistakes. I'm going to share a few things with you on my screen. I'm going to come back and talk to you directly. And that's why I like Google Hangouts. And I love our systems, and my clients love leveraging what we teach them about how to use Google Hangouts properly. Because everything we've done, we've spent a lot of money. I've spent personally about just a little over $3 million to provide the kind of specific advice that I do at our one-day business acceleration intensives at the Canadian Lake Home. So if you're one of those speakers that's coming in to the Canadian Lake Home in 2 weeks, or you're one of the amazing entrepreneurs that are coming into a one-day in 4 weeks, coaches or trainers, you are in for an absolute treat. And if you love what I cover here, wait till you see what we can cover in an entire day, letting these business acceleration systems do the work for you. So you can truly create an ROIT business. Okay, so let's get started. We ended here with the Start Here page, and the first mistake that I see that coaches and trainers are making today, especially those that are aspiring to a leadership role in their coaching or training community, or are kind of already in that position but are losing market share to other companies or to other coaches and trainers. The first mistake that I see well-meaning entrepreneurs, coaches, and trainers making is not knowing how to command maximum fees and royalties. Now, this is so painful, and I know it's scary, trust me, because some of the advice that I'm providing you here today, first of all, I didn't have the brains to teach it when I was new in business, and secondly, I could tell you that you've got to learn a hard set of core competencies to navigate in today's highly competitive coaching and training industry. That means you've got to learn some core competencies right now that you're probably not even aware of. And if you are, you're simply not knowing how to execute on those core competencies. And the first one is knowing how to command maximum fees and royalties for high-end programs and services. Now, what do I mean by this? So it's really important that you follow me here. There are only 3 learning domains that you need to master when it comes to commanding maximum fees. All right? So I want to help you. I want to make this whole area, positioning high-end programs and services, and break it down, provide you a very strategic 30,000-foot viewpoint of what I recommend to my clients, to clients like Winton, who last week, I interviewed him on how he was able to close 6 deals, high-end deals, with only 12 hours of actual execution. That's what we mean about speed to market. I know it's scary to play big, but you've got to if you want to be a leader in today's marketplace. So the question is not if you're going to lead. The question is, when are you going to make the decision to lead and do whatever it takes to play big, all right? So I want to break these 3 learning domains down right now so you know what to charge, what's free, and what to charge for high-end programs and services, because there's only 3 learning domains in accelerated teaching and learning, all right? So let me share this with you here, and you're going to probably want to write this down, okay? This is the traditional business funnel here. The biggest mistake that I see, one of them, is not knowing how to command maximum fees and royalties that coaches and trainers are making, and trying to take the 3 learning domains that I'm teaching you right now and going to review, just ask. We call it attitudes, skills, knowledge. Leading with then, so you lead with ask. You invert the learning domains and start with knowledge, then attitudes and skills on the front end. And then on the back end, or your high step programs and services, you focus on skills over attitudes or specific knowledge. All right. Now, what I see so many entrepreneurs doing today, especially coaches and trainers, is they're trying to take the training that I'm doing, putting it on a traditional business funnel that's simply holding them hostage to high-end programs and services. So first of all, let's define what we mean. Okay, if we go back here just for a second, attitudes, skills, and knowledge. Okay, what do we mean by that? Well, attitudes is the importance of framing. Okay, before you ever share your content, you want to focus on how do you want your target market to see its problems. Okay, so the attitudinal domain is how you want your marketplace to see the problems. The knowledge domain is information times experiences. Okay, that's the formula. Information times experiences. Now, you know that we're drowning in information, right? So really, what your target market wants is your experiences. They want them codified or codified into knowledge, okay? So knowledge is really focused on what do you want your target market to see specifically. So first of all, in framing your problem, you want to focus on how you want your target market to see the problem, or your ideal candidates. What do you want them to see? And then the skills domain, the S in just ask, attitudes, skills, and knowledge. The skills component then is the bottom of your business funnel, and it's equal to, the formula is self-reflection times knowledge. Okay, so you want to take the knowledge, your knowledge domain, what you've codified in your knowledge domain, multiply that by the ability to out self-reflect your competitors and your potential candidates for your programs, and create a system to help them execute. Okay, this is crucial. So how you want your target market to see the problem, what do you want them to see, and how do you want them to execute? Are you following me right here? Okay, so there's only 3 learning domains: attitudes, skills, and knowledge. We always start with attitudes, then we move to knowledge, then we move to skills. Okay, attitudes is framing. We want to frame the problem. Then we want to teach your marketplace what you want them to see. Then you want to teach them how you want them to execute. Okay, this is crucial that you follow this. All right, let's move on here, and mistake number 1. Let's move forward here off the 3 learning domains. So if you've been following our teaching at newgurumodel.com, you know that we believe in the inverted business funnel. Okay, we call this the Y strategy, or yes, this is the only system that you should be focusing on, coaches and trainers. And what are you going to provide for free versus what are you going to charge for high-end programs and services? So I just want you to cover this really quickly. So we start with the attitudinal domain, right? We frame the problem, just like we said, how we want your target market to see the problem. What you want them to see, that's the knowledge domain. And then how you want them to execute is the S domain, and that's where all the money is. Now, so many entrepreneurs and coaches and trainers today are trying to fit what most experts, quote-unquote experts and gurus, are teaching about building an expert platform, and they're trying to take what I'm teaching and putting it onto a traditional business funnel, which simply doesn't work. So I want you to understand this. This is critical here. The size of the letter ask right here, okay, indicates the importance of the learning domain. So we start with A, then K, then S. All right? Now, I want you to understand. All right? So we take the A, the K, and the S. We focus on giving your advice away strategically around framing the problem and only providing content that executes or helps your target market execute from the standpoint of helping them see a better problem before you focus on helping them build a better mousetrap. And the whole point of your knowledge domain is to position your system of solving in your system, your processes of solving your problem, and then positioning the S domain, which is where the money is at for coaching and training. And remember here, the size of the letter ask indicates the importance of the learning domain. Now, I want to share with you something right now. If you're following this carefully, here's what's really cool. A, K, and S are all the same, really the same content. It's just focusing on a different learning domain. That's the importance of inverting your business funnel. That's why when you really understand these concepts, only the inverted business funnel makes sense, or the super business funnel, the super rich coach, or the super rich trainer. They understand that you can create a front-end assessment instrument that directly brings your target market, your ideal candidates, right into your highest end programs and services immediately. Because this is the day and age of customized education, of assessing your marketplace. And I've covered with you several strategic assessment instruments that you definitely want to leverage in your business. So let's move forward here in critical mistake number 1, and so that you can see this here. I want to bring this out, okay? So here, if we go back here for a second, free versus premium pricing, only product that you should be focusing on, not an ebook, not a book, not a DVD program, nothing what you're seeing online, because it's not bringing you traction. You want to use a number of tools that we teach our clients called ABPs, advisory-based products, or strategically created assessment instruments. You see, the leveraging power of assessment instruments done properly allows you to hit these 3 learning domains and educate your target market in the way that they want to consume your content. And here's the key: consuming content in the most meaningful way, where you allow them, or you educate them to self-select themselves for your programs and services. This is the only system that I know today in the advisory age in which we live that'll provide you the #1 positioning for authority and credibility in your industry. Okay, so you're getting that. So in order to command maximum fees and royalties, you've got to know these 3 learning domains: attitudes, knowledge, skills. And you've got to know how to invert your business funnel and educate your target market, or using the power of ABPs to get your target market to sell themselves to you, and so that you are in the power position all the time, just like Winton was last week. So that's one of the keys that he learned. That's how he's able to take, in only 12 hours of execution, closing 6 high-end deals in his beta program, because he was terrified. So he said, Glenn, I just want to do this. Start with 6. And now, if you heard from him last week, his company has grown astronomically. And he's got multiple streams, not only of active high-end income, but royalty income, which is crucial to have so you can grow your company in the most accelerated way in today's market. So let's move on. And mistake number 2, not getting paid up front. Mistake number 2, not getting paid up front. I see so many experts, I'll use that, telling coaches and trainers today to not get paid up front. Now, what I'm going to share with you probably goes against almost every expert and guru that I know of, and I pay very little attention to anybody in this space. We're too busy leading. My clients are too busy leading. Once they understand their competitive advantage and they've got so much traction, they don't even care who's in their industry anymore. Problem with most coaches and trainers, because they're struggling, they start looking at what's going on, and they quickly get consumed with too much information, which prevents them then from executing, right? Because you know our strength of how your mind is preventing you from executing faster. You see, it's procrastination that's not killing you. It's overthinking. And when you start taking in multiple venues or avenues of information from 25, 30 different experts, what happens? You start overthinking. And what happens with overthinking? Overthinking leads to indecision, right? And indecision is that moment where, I got this, I got other possibilities. What do I do? And as soon as you start in this downward spiral, it leads to a massively negative momentum, especially in the coaching and training industry today. You see, here's what happens. Indecision then leads to hesitation. And hesitation, now you're on the proverbial fence. You've got one foot, wanting to go, and you've got one foot, on whatever it is that you've been trying to execute in, and you're trying to, do this, one foot on the playing field and one foot in the stands, and it simply doesn't work. And hesitation then leads to procrastination. And procrastination is not that you don't want to do something, but you're going to do it tomorrow. And I want to help you make tomorrow today. And if you understand about speed to market and understand the gravity of the situation, that there are thousands of coaches and trainers that are coming into your sphere. There are all kinds of experts and gurus out there that are teaching you to, become an expert, right? Or, leading all kinds of people down the road to, writing books. And that's a good thing. I'm not negating that. The problem with writing a book is it holds you back from the core competencies of which you need to master in today's marketplace, that it's position and be number one, or be an also-ran. It's either compare yourself with others or have everybody compare themselves with you. And one of the critical mistakes that I see so many coaches and trainers making today is not getting paid up front. And that is such a costly mistake that I can't tell you that if you want to build your company, you've got to get paid up front. And for a number of reasons. It protects the integrity of the other investments of clients that are paying and investing in your programs and services. You see, your ideal candidates want to invest in your highest end programs and services. That's a reality. And your ideal candidates for your highest end programs and services don't necessarily want to pay for a low end program. I don't. I'm probably, many of you, your ideal candidate, because I don't want to invest in a low end program or service. I never have. You see, you get what you pay for. And I know some of you have probably been burned in coaching and training. It's unfortunate. But I'll tell you that for every, because there is truth in every industry, there's all kinds of untruth in an industry. There's only forgery, right, if there is something that's truth or something that ultimately works. I want to show you the truth of how to command maximum fees and royalties and get paid and protect your own intellectual property so competitors don't rip you off. You have a vetting process that brings your ideal candidates to you, like clients like Winton that are in our programs. I've got an amazing program because it attracts, not in a woo-woo sense, but it brings to us just amazing entrepreneurs from all over the world. And my wife, at the end of the day, I'm accountable not only to my clients, but I'm accountable to my wife and my kids. And I want them to see the kind of caliber of client that I'm proud of. And I don't want the ones that I wouldn't want to introduce to my wife or to my kids, because my clients come to the Canadian Lake Home. They meet my family. They're trained directly by me. And it's really important for you. And I think you probably want those kind of clients too, right? That your spouse is proud of, or your significant other, and your kids are proud of, because they think, wow, look what mom or dad has educated to self-select themselves for mom or dad's programs or services, right? So there's a long-term play here that's crucial. And in order to grow your company and make the right investments back in your company, you've got to survive to protect your own clients' investments in your programs. That's why you've got to get paid up front. And I could go on and on and on why it's crucial. But I want to move to critical error number 3. Okay, trying to make the traditional business funnel fit your coaching and training business. This is so big, everybody, and it kind of overlaps with mistake number 1 that I want to spend just a few moments here, and I'm going to go through it quickly because we've got other training, and I've covered these statistics, and I've gone into this really in depth. But I'm making this a companion training to our new Guru Model free report and our Start Here. And I also wanted a chance to, and that's why Lifestyle Entrepreneur Magazine is sponsoring this, which I'm the editor of. It's one of our divisions within our company. New Guru Model is sponsoring this training because I want to make sure that for those of you that are, desperately wanting my attention for a consultation directly with me, I want you to be very clear of what I stand for, all right? And I want you to understand very clearly what I think, and I'll tell you this, based on over 11,000 hours of research in this industry, I see these fundamental mistakes being made by coaches and trainers. So let's move forward here. And you might have seen this business funnel before. I've shared with you This Way is Broken. The traditional business funnel is starting with a $27 book or some kind of program or service to a $49 to a $99 to a $499. You see so many gurus and experts teaching this, traditional business funnel. I shared with you on other training the funnel is too long. There's a 50% return rate. It's actually more like 70 to 80%. And there's a 70% loss at each level. That means only 30% of your candidates at each level are going to move forward. What does that mean? It means if you do the math off of 100 people that invest in a $27 book or DVD or some front-end training that you've got, you're only making $28.81 per customer. Is it any wonder why most coaches and trainers struggle? Never can get down their potential candidates down to their highest end programs and services. That's why I shared in critical mistake number 1 the importance of understanding the 3 learning domains so you know how to invert the business funnel. Problem then with this, the traditional business funnel, or what I call the poor person's business funnel, is you lose speed to market, you immediately lose market traction forever, your market dwindles at each level, you have an incredibly small chance of making a sale. So here's the new way to profit. It's simply invert the business funnel and educate your marketplace with the Y strategy, not the X strategy, if you saw that there, okay, not the X strategy. We want to change our thinking and change our level of focus and execution. We want to educate using the power of advisory-based products. And New Guru Model talks about the importance of knowing how to create customized education around assessment instruments to position a high-end program or service. Let's say a $27,000 coaching program like Winton does and many of my clients do. And then having the ability through a coaching and co-branding program to create massive royalty revenues. Are you getting this? You understand that the traditional business funnel and taking your coaching and training and trying to fit it into a model that doesn't work in the coaching and training industry today, it is killing and is slaying your momentum. So we need to end that. And as a coaching and training leader, you want to start with the inverted business funnel, and you've got to understand those basic statistics that I just showed you. All right, and that research comes again out of over 11,000 hours in the industry in over 120 niche or niched markets, working with coaches and trainers to help them position and close high-end deals. All right, critical mistake number 4. Let's move on. Not having a dual channel business coaching model, okay, where you have active income stream and royalty revenue streams, okay? So you want to have a dual channel business coaching model. Now I want to show you how this works, and you're going to want to definitely probably jot these diagrams down because it's crucial that you see the simplicity of the system and why everything is built on accelerated teaching and learning. Because if you could focus and execute faster than you're doing right now, right, and leverage what I'm teaching to your own clients, and all my clients are able to do that, now you're able to get your own clients faster results, and you've got a model that allows you to build royalty streams. And that's the power of our coaching and co-branding program and having an entrepreneurial certification process, which is the bridge between high-end or premium price coaching and training programs and private white label coaching. We're the only company that I know that's teaching this today. And it's having an entrepreneurial certification training process that is the bridge, if you will, between high-end programs and services and passive or royalty streams of income through private white label coaching. So follow me here. You're going to want to jot this down. This is the inverted business funnel, right? And this is our coaching and co-branding program. And what we start with here, what you want to start with is leveraged profits. Okay, what kind of leverage do you have in business immediately off of closing your first deal? This is what Winton was able to do. So I want to spell out what he was able to do last week in a diagram format. You see, working with Winton and with every one of our clients, we start first of all with focusing on the core competencies of business, which are these outlined in these 5 circles here. Okay, and I've highlighted down here. We want to start with building your competitive intelligence. speed to market execution, rearranging or restructuring your intellectual property to create your first profitable transaction if you've never been able to do one at a high end, and increase the size and number of transactions. You see, that's what business is all about. That's all you should be focusing on in step one of accelerating your coaching and your training company. Now, as you're doing that, you're focusing on the 5 core areas of business. Value creation, right here, value delivery, marketing, sales, and having high profit margins. Those are the 5 core competencies of business. Okay? You getting this? So we're going to start now with this dual channel coaching approach. First goal is to create leverage profits, which means we have to have high-end programs and services, which means we're going to get paid up front, which means we need to know how to educate our target market to self-select themselves into your highest-end programs and services, which means you want to leverage the inverted business funnel, or the funnel of the super rich coach or the super rich trainer that knows how to educate your marketplace around the 3 learning domains: attitudes, knowledge, and skills. Now, let's move on here. I want to move into step 3 or step 2 here. Okay. So step 2 then, what we're going to do now in step 2 is we're going to build off those 5 systems, and we're not taking any more time in closing deals. What we're doing now is, because you're building your company properly as a business, you're now creating 7 critical systems that Winton is doing and that my clients are doing. They're leveraging a better business model. They've got a client vetting process. They have a client intake system. They have a client services process. They have client management system. They have strategic vendors. They have accelerated teaching and learning. And these are the 7 systems here that I just mentioned, okay? So step 2, now they're creating an entrepreneurial certification and training process. So we want to go from leverage profits in order to get to a private white label coaching program to build royalty streams of income. We've got to create this bridge. And the most powerful way of creating this bridge is an entrepreneurial certification program or process. Now, some of our clients that are coming to us have certification programs already because they've gone through these long processes of certification, and the problem with them is they don't understand the fundamentals of business, and they've got no leverage. Yes, they have a piece of paper that they've been certified, but so what? How does that really build your business at the end of the day? So you want to be able to take a better system of certification, and you want to do this. This is a step-by-step certification process. First of all, you need to create a certification process that shows you how to be number 1 in your marketplace. It's got to show you how to sell your own certification programs for $15,000 to $20,000. It needs to show you how to teach and train your own coaches, trainers, and clients. This is crucial now so you can build royalty streams of income. It's got to show you how to build the ultimate authority and credibility that your competitors don't have, okay? Because it's all about positioning yourself as number 1 in your industry. It needs to show you how to create 2 types of royalty payments, okay? So what we're going to do then is take this step 2, okay, and take these 7 systems, and we're going to build in step number 3 a $15,000 to $20,000 certification or training program. And where the real money is at, organizing $15,000 to $25,000 certification program. And we've got systems that are Winton uses. He uses them very quickly. He's just showcased to our clients too. Like our clients do, they share with each other how they've built their systems, modeling what I've done to close deals. This is a secret to creating your own multi-million-dollar training empire that leverages the realities of the advisory age, so that you can achieve maximum valuation for your company when you sell your company and generate even more explosive cash flow and profits for your company, because you've got an entrepreneurial certification process and you have a co-branding or a private white label coaching program for your client. So critical mistake number 4 is making sure then that you have the ability to create royalty streams of income. Okay, mistake number 5 is listening to too much information with no plan of speed to market. Never have I seen so many coaches, so many trainers today that are coming to my company, and especially consultants. I say that just because there's been just a boatload of consultants that have been coming to us and just overthinking and overanalyzing and approaching business from an overthinking mindset and an overthinking level of execution that they simply can never take the required and prerequisite steps of massive execution. And it pains me to see this because conservatively I can tell you this, that the overthinking in my own life has cost me at least $2.5 million. And one of the key principles, one of our speed to market principles that we teach all of our clients is this, and you probably want to write it down, that at the end of the day, the most successful coaches and trainers today are able to make fast decisions. I'm not telling you to make a sloppy decision. I'm telling you that you need to make a speed to market decision, to execute and to commit yourself to executing like you've never done. And if you follow our 7 methods of fending off your top competitors, you know that one of those critical attributes of leading coaches and trainers today is doing what other coaches and trainers don't do, can't do, or wouldn't think of doing. That's why I highlight in critical mistake number 4 the importance of following our 3-step process and our dual channel approach to creating powerful streams of income, active, and leveraging royalty streams of income, so you can build a true ROIT business, return on invested time. So you've got the kind of time and the freedom to do what it is that you really want with your company. So because you're on top of it, you're not trading time for money all the time, but you've got a more strategic way of executing. Okay, so we want to stop listening to too much information with no plan of speed to market. That's why the traditional business funnel doesn't work. Problem number 6 is not knowing your coaching number to accelerated goal setting or for accelerated goal setting and implementation. Now, I want to stress to you the importance of knowing your profit projected number for your company. And we've got an assessment instrument, and I'm going to give it to you in just a second. How do you access it? I highly recommend, strongly recommend, that you access it and you critically evaluate the goal setting of where you want to be with your business for the rest of this year and in the next year, and understand that today's marketplace is all about speed and focusing on a core set of core competencies that are going to bring you the kind of freedom a leading coaching and training company. So let's review this because this is so crucial. Finding your profit projection coaching number. If you're going to repackage and reposition your coaching and training intellectual property, i.e. your IP, it's critical you master a few particular skills. And it's crucial that you know your number, your coaching number. This is our profit projection coaching number. It's the most concrete way of analyzing your baseline. This is great for startup, or even more importantly, for seasoned entrepreneurs like leading coaches and trainers that want to be the leader in their marketplace and clearly understand where you want to go in the fastest time possible. As I mentioned at the start of this training, it shocks me to find that less than 1% of coaches today know how to calculate their coaching number. This is based on the 3,654 specific coaches and trainers I've worked with in over the last 11 years. It's no wonder most coaches and trainers end up wasting so much time doing all the wrong activities in business. They simply don't have a compass to constrain the business activities that you must focus on and master. So it's crucial, everybody, you know this. If you want to be a leader in your coaching and training industry, you absolutely must know how to create your coaching number. This is the number that will constrain everything you do in business so you don't have ADD in your business and you prevent being over-communicated with. If you want to be a leader and command maximum fees for your coaching and training services, you absolutely must know what you need to focus on to achieve accelerated business growth. What I've seen is way too many coaches and trainers which I meet in business want to be the leader in their industry, but fail to know how to create a profit projection that allows them to jumpstart their goal setting and accelerate their level of execution. So the question you want to ask is, how do you find your profit projection coaching number? All right, it's a really, really good question. And here's one of the actionable steps on today's training. You definitely want to text number, NUMBER, to 1-248-469-4376. text the word number, NUMBER, to 1-248-469-4376. Now, if you've been following us for me for any length of time, I am anal about privacy. I am anal about confidentiality. I am, and my clients know this, and I am anal about protecting your intellectual property. I'm also anal about communication. And to get into my schedule, if you are a mentor of Lifestyle Entrepreneur Magazine or following us right now, you know that we've got some very specific vetting criteria just to get into our magazine. And I've got very specific vetting criteria on clients that want to work directly with me. And part of that is I'm anal about communication. So that's why, you know, by texting me that number, you're not going to be put on any spamming list or anything like that. It's simply the realities of today's market that emails simply don't get through the way that they used to. And this is the fastest way for you and I to exchange contact information, for you to get a tool that my clients use and leverage. So you want to get that tool, and that is our profit projection tool. Text the word number, NUMBER, to 1-248-469-4376. 1-248-469-4376. You can get it, and you're going to absolutely love that tool. It's going to give you an opportunity to really self-reflect, and you're going to want to do this over a cup of coffee. Like I've got my Starbucks coffee here. You know that I'm a big fan of closing deals over a cup of coffee, and that's how our systems work. They're predictable, certain, and secure, or over a cup of tea, and you want to really get clear on where you want your company to go, and are you really ready to understand and learn a new set of core competencies so you can execute faster than you've ever executed before. And if you see myself moving my hands around, my wife says that I talk with my hands, and if I held them under my body, you know, I probably wouldn't be able to talk. I'm very anal, and you can ask my wife, and many of you that have met my wife at the Canadian Lake Home, you know that my wife will tell you I'm probably the most anal person you'll ever meet, that I never expect any of my clients to execute without me giving them systems to execute with, without me showing them how I execute in business, because I believe that modeling is the #1 way that we learn, and without watching other of our clients execute and learning how to build the core set of competencies that aren't going to take you a lot of time, but they're probably what you're not focusing on right now, and I can almost guarantee that you're not. So in the 7th mistake then that I see coaches and trainers making today is not building your competitive advantage around speed to market. I can't begin to tell you, and I could spend hours preaching to you, and I don't want to preach, on the importance of making sure that at the end of the day you're focusing on what your competitors, I call it the seam of success, focusing on what your competitors aren't doing, wouldn't think of doing, or can't do. All right? So the seam of success is focused on what others don't do, can't do, or wouldn't think of doing. Don't, can't, wouldn't think of doing. And if you want the kind of success that's going to bring you unparalleled leadership in your industry, and this is what I'm going to be covering, world-class speakers that are coming into the Canadian Lake Home in 2 weeks, which I'm covering with and showing our specific systems to the coaching leaders and trainers that are coming in 4 weeks at the Canadian Lake Home to a one-day business acceleration intensive, and I'm going to show you how to execute should our paths cross at that level. I've shared with you today the 7 critical mistakes that I see entrepreneurs making. Everything from failing to understand how to command maximum fees and royalties, and the importance of the 3 learning domains, and then knowing how to assess your marketplace using the power of the super rich coach or super rich trainer business model, showing you how to execute within that so that you can build a dual channel approach to coaching. Coaching and co-branding is the way. We haven't even talked about our mastermind monetizer system. And some other cool process around how do you convert and how do you generate leads that are automatically self-select themselves for your highest end programs and services. And then building from that the critical mistakes around too much thinking, not executing in speed to market fashion, and not executing without the end in mind, and starting with, as I mentioned here, a tool, the profit projection coaching number, and I've given you a way of you and I in a private exchange communication, and me giving you that tool, the same tool that I give to my clients. So if you are a student of New Guru Model and you want to take the over 11,000 hours that have gone into our predictable and proven processes, systems, methods of education, of training, and I've even gone into our consultative processes and all of that. Again, we started off by saying that this is the companion multimedia training to our New Guru Model free report, and also supplements the training at newgurumodel.com/. Well, you can go to the start here. It's /start hyphen here. But so you're clear, just go to newgurumodel.com. Check out the graphic start here. And we have had so many people reaching out to me in a private exchange of communication, and most of you I haven't even got a chance yet to get back to you, but I will this week. But if many of you have emailed me and you want more details around our one-day model, if you're really interested in that and committed to business acceleration, you don't want to email me. You want to text the word Omega, OMEGA, to 1-248-469-4376. Text the word OMEGA to 1-248-469-4376. Okay, and this is what Winton did. This is what all of our clients have, and because they don't want to do what other people are doing, and they understand that today it's all about standing apart. And you, as a leader in your coaching and training industry, I'm here to assist you, and I'm here to have your back. And I'm fallible, right? I'm just a person. If you talk to my wife, she'll tell you in no uncertain terms that I'm very fallible, and you can ask my kids. But what I do have are systems that are infallible, given the realities, the harsh realities of the coaching and training climate in the online world today. So that's our training. You'll, if you text us to Omega, OMEGA, to 1-248-469-4376, I'm using the Royal We. You can also go here if you want to check it out, newgurumodel.com/one-day. Our training's gone a little bit longer today, but I wanted, because of all the questions that have been coming in, and so many of you are phoning our international office, are emailing me directly, I've got better processes that allow me to vet who's really serious about their business. And because if you're serious about your business, I want to communicate with you how serious I am, not only about my business, but about my client's success. And I want you to take these concepts that we've covered today, please leverage them within a completely new model of executing and positioning yourself as the #1 authority in your marketplace, with the #1 credibility in your marketplace, using or leveraging the new realities of the advisory age, and how your clients, your potential candidates, are going to make decisions to work with you. So take these concepts today, please use them, and I trust that if you are committed to business, like I am committed to business and committed to my client success, I trust that our paths will cross sooner than later, and may our paths even cross at the Canadian Lake home. And as I mentioned and showcased here today, I trust, though, that there'll be no lightning strikes in the lake should our paths cross at the Canadian Lake home. For the entire Awaken team, I salute you to taking focused, outcome-driven action. Please stop these 7 critical mistakes in your business and step out of your comfort zone and take the kind of action steps that are really going to provide the leverage results that you're really after.